Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa review. Today we're going to have some fun. We're going to review Wild Turkey Forgiven, which is a blend of bourbons and rye, so it's a Bourye, and we're going to compare that to Redwood Empire Lost Monarch, which is also a blend of bourbons and ryes. We're going to see which one we like better. Let's jump right into it. Forgiven first. I get the green, almost evergreen Christmas tree kind of note on the Forgiven very strongly. It's a note that I usually associate with rye, of course. Almost a little bit of, they're definitely dill. Not a little bit, dill, serious dill. And behind that, you've got all of your creamy, sweet layers of flavor behind that hanging out. Very little wood influence. It's there, but it's minimal. Indicative of this not being a very old distillate. It smells great. It smells great. Let's nose some Lost Monarch. Okay, so less evergreen. I actually get a little more dill on the Redwood. I think that the Redwood probably has a smaller ratio of rye bourbon or rye whiskeys compared to the bourbons. Because I get a lot more of a bourbon nose on this one than I do on the Forgiven. The Forgiven is much more rye forward, and like those rye whiskey components of the blend make up a larger percentage. This is more, I get the cherry, I get, all of your normal bourbon notes, the caramel, the brown sugar, and all that. And then there's that layer of dill and evergreen kind of laced through it. And I also get a bit of a chocolate note on this one. So let's try them. Okay, the Forgiven, the rye bite is right there, showing up on the palate. And then, yeah, I'm getting a little spiciness in the chest now. The palate is real quick. From arrival to into the finish, it goes by so fast. It's maybe 10 seconds, and then you're into finish. You're left with a little bit of honey in the throat, that honey feel in the back of your mouth. And almost like your mouth's coated with honey, but just the feel of it, not the flavor. It's a little odd of a sensation, but the palate goes by super fast. The finish lasts a while. It's still going on, but it's very mild. It's not showing up with any huge, big, bold flavors. It just kind of slides on down. It's 45.5% alcohol, so we're not dealing with high proof here. This is batch 303, by the way, of the Wild Turkey Forgiven. I found a few of these sitting on a shelf, around $50. Very interesting. I'm getting a little more of a vanilla from the Forgiven now after I'm a couple sips in. It does keep evolving, but all of the flavors are kind of muted. Nothing's really bold. Nothing's really jumping out. Nothing's really grabbing my attention and saying, hey, pay attention to me. This would just be a real easy hanging out barbecue sipper. This isn't a dig in and discover new revelations in the world of bourbon and rye kind of a whiskey. Let's move on to the Redwood. Okay. Okay. The Redwood presents a lot more full and bolder flavors. Um, Immediately, I get that green note, that um, evergreen that pops through on the palate, even more so on the palate than it did on the nose. All the all the other stuff is still there. The vanillas are there, the creaminess, the brown sugars, the chocolate is still hanging out. The palate on the Redwood Empire, which is also 45%. So these suckers are right at each other, within 0.5% of each other. So there's no big advantage proof-wise between either one. The Redwood flavors are way fuller, way more interesting, much bigger, and the palate lasts longer and then goes into a finish that's just wonderful, just smooth and nice, and there's none of that chest prickly spice that I found on the Forgiven in the finish. But and honestly, I think the Redwood Lost Monarch is just more explorable too. There's more of a depth of flavors there for you to tease out and enjoy. Yeah. Starting to get almost a note, almost a feeling of when you drink white wine, the kind of the feel you have in your mouth when you're drinking white wine. I almost get a hint of that on this. This bottle's not finished in anything strange like that, but I get it. I get that hint of a feeling that feels, similar to when you drink, like a nice white wine, a dessert wine. Yes, the Forgiven is harsher, bitier, more ethanol forward, more rye heavy. So if that's your thing, go for it. Price wise, Forgiven is around $50 on the shelf right now. I'm finding them between $49 and $59. Lost Monarch is $36 on the shelf all day long. So for me, for my money, I would go Lost Monarch, Redwood. That is the ticket. Until next time, have a great day.